Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives. Not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
What is up, America? Good morning, friends. Greetings and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and to your well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more knowledgeable, you are more and more in control of your body, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and psoriasis and eczema and rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of biology, what is in the world of the body, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system, a regenerating system, a renewing system. It is designed divinely to heal itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may say that's a miracle, this healing and renewing and regenerating system is really just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we're here for you on The Bright Side. Our number is 855-660-4261, 855-660-4261. If you want to share a success story, if you want to contribute to the conversation, if you have questions about the longevity products, 855-660-4261 is your number. Get on board early. The phone lines fill up quickly. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear us talk about on The Bright Side, you can head over to brightsideben.com. Take a look at our shopping cart with all the longevity products. You can also click on the Join the Team link at brightsideben.com if you want to start a longevity business, get your products at the wholesale price, make some money selling longevity products, or if you just want to help spread the word about the power and the importance of a good, solid nutritional supplement program. You can also check out my blog, pharmacistben.com. We have it updated regularly. We've got news stories up there as well. You can sign up to receive the Pharmacist Ben Brightside newsletter as well. There's a link up there for that. And let's see what else. If you want to review any programs that you missed, or if you want to look up a program, you can go to benfuchsarchive.com, and that's got all the Brightside programs set up there with tags and labels. Thank you to my friend Peter in the UK. You can also sign up for a Brightside app if you have an Android phone. Thank you, Ted, at the Genesis Communication Network for that. Okay. Back to our story of osteoporosis and connective tissue and sulfur. Last we spoke, we were talking about connective tissue disease. Pretty much all degenerative disease has at least some connective tissue involvement, which is understandable because our body is mostly connective tissue. All of life is mostly connective tissue. Connective tissue is the most abundant stuff in all of biology. So what does all this have to do with osteoporosis? All of this talk about connective tissue and sulfur and collagen. Well, as it turns out, we have a very specialized form of connective tissue. It's a hard connective tissue. It's almost like a rock connective tissue, a living rock connective tissue anyway. This connective tissue that's like a living rock is said to be mineralized connective tissue. It's a very, very special, hard, mineral, living connective tissue, and we have a special name for this mineralized, living, rock-like connective tissue. We call it bone. That's it. Bone. Bone, folks, is connective tissue. It's specialized connective tissue. And osteoporosis, by definition, is just another example of a connective tissue disease. That means, my friends, it has very little to do with how much calcium you're getting. Certainly, if you don't get any calcium or you're deficient in calcium, you're going to have weak bones. But because osteoporosis is a connective tissue disease, because connective tissue is mostly protein, in fact, connective tissue is mostly collagen. If you're dealing with weak, fragile, brittle bones, you have a connective tissue problem, not a calcium problem. You got a protein problem, not a calcium problem. You've got a malabsorption or protein intake problem, not a calcium problem. You'd be much better off using protein, using digestive support, taking collagen. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, than taking calcium. And this is why study after study after study shows that we get more calcium in this country per capita than any other country in the world, but we also have higher rates of fractures and osteoporosis than any other country in the world. This is why periodically you'll hear about how calcium supplements can be problematic and how calcium supplements don't necessarily give you strong bones. It's because bones are connective tissue, folks. If you have osteoporosis, work on your connective tissue. Work on the cells that make connective tissue. Remember, connective tissue is made by raisins. Raisins that are cells. Connective tissue is like bread. The cells that make connective tissue can be thought of as raisins. The cells that make connective tissue in the skin are called fibroblasts. The cells that make connective tissue in the cartilage are called chondroblasts. And the cells that make connective tissue in the bone are called osteoblasts. All disease is cell disease. And like osteoarthritis is a chondrocyte disease, it's a chondrocyte health issue. Your doctor can't do anything for your chondrocytes. He'll give you an anti-inflammatory for your arthritis. He'll give you a pain medicine for arthritis. If you got rheumatoid, he'll give you a drug that suppresses your immune system for arthritis. But they can't do anything for the chondrocytes, the cells that make the joint tissue. Likewise with wrinkles. You can use all the darn wrinkle cream you want, but because collagen, the fibers that support the skin and prevent wrinkles, are made from fibroblasts, cells, raisins, if you will, that make connective tissue in the skin. If you're wrinkling fast, you got a fibroblast issue. You got a fibroblast health issue. And likewise, osteoporosis is an osteoblast, or some people say osteocyte health issue. Osteoporosis is wrinkles of the bone. Osteoporosis is arthritis of the bone. It's all the same thing, folks. It's all cell disease. It's all cells not doing what they should be doing. Osteoporosis is not a calcium disease. Osteoporosis is a cell disease. It's a disease of the osteoblast or the osteocyte. Some people call it osteocyte. Some people call it osteoblast. Whatever. The osteocyte is sick, it's malnourished, and it's suffocated. This is the same story we see repeated over and over and over again when it comes to degenerative disease. The cells are sick. The cells are starving. The cells are suffocated, and the cells are toxic. This leads to inflammation, which leads to more toxicity, which leads to more starvation, which leads to more suffocation, which leads to more inflammation, which then further degrades to more toxicity and starvation and suffocation. And this is not a medical concern, period. This is not a medical concern. Why does your doctor tell you it's a medical concern? Cha-ching, he gets paid for it. He gets paid for telling you your osteoporosis is a medical concern. Drug companies get paid for lying to you and telling you that Fosamax will help you with your osteoporosis. Do you think the drug company is going to say, well, you actually have a cell problem when you have osteoporosis. It's actually suffocation, starvation, and toxification, and you don't need our drugs. You just need to make sure you're eating correctly, you're not putting poison into your body, you're suppressing inflammation, and you're clearing out toxicity. And don't worry about the Fosamax. tax. Can you imagine a drug company telling you that? Of course not. Folks, the drug companies aren't your friends. They're not there to help you. Your doctor, God love him, he's probably a nice guy, but he doesn't know how to help you when it comes to your cells, because that's not the job of medicine. The job of medicine is to mask symptomology. To doctor, D-O-C-T-O-R, as a verb, is to commit a fraud, as when you doctor your taxes or as when you doctor evidence. When you doctor your taxes and you doctor your evidence, you're not making them better, you're making them fake. And when your doctor doctors your body, he's not making you better, he's making you fake as well. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll continue this discussion on osteoporosis, what you can do about it from a nutritional standpoint when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll be back right after this.
Friends, this is Alex Jones for MidasResources.com. For more than 15 years, I have exclusively used Midas Resources for all my precious metal needs. Whether it's bullion or collectibles you're looking for, Midas Resources is simply the best. I own my gold as a hedge against inflation. This Federal Reserve fiat currency could go the way of the Deutschmark and the Weimar Republic anytime. In these historically dangerous times, it makes sense to physically hold gold and silver. Midas already has some of the best deals in the industry. But if you give them a call and mention the radio special, they will give you a list of the day's super specials. Midas brokers are standing by to answer all your questions at 800-686-2237. They also have a lot of informative free literature explaining the opportunities and risk of holding precious metals. They are ready to answer your questions at 800-686-2237. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
Did you know every woman will layer on 14 pounds of toxins in use of cosmetics alone? Unfortunately, top brands women rely on to look their best may be hiding harsh chemicals that have been linked to cancer, organ failure, and birth defects. Longevity Minerals, an all-natural beauty line that heals your skin from the inside out. Try it today at www.morethanhighhills.com. That's www.morethanhighhills.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Normal blood pressure, naturally. How would that make you feel?
I'm Don from New Mexico. January of 2000, I had a heart attack. Then my real health began going downhill, and I had high blood pressure, high blood sugar, poor vision, and I really wasn't sleeping well. I was a mess, pretty much.
Don reports dramatic improvements with Heart and Body Extract.
I started taking Heart and Body Extract, and from within a few days, I started sleeping a lot better. My blood pressure normalized, my blood sugar normalized, and my sleep really did improve.
Experience these benefits and more when your body gets what it needs with the assistance of Heart and Body Extract. Order at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305. That's hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305.
Folks, I did not expect this at all. By the 7th, 8th, and 9th day, I saw dramatic improvements from taking Heart and Body Extract.
Details at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305 for Heart and Body Extract.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4619. 4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates, 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
Great minds think alike. The network for the independent-minded. The Genesis Communications Network. GCN.
All right, we're back on the bright side. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben. Thank you for being here. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific, 10 to 11 Central Time, and 24/7 on our archive page at brightsideben.com, also benfuchsarchives.com. If you want to learn more about the longevity product, you can head to the shopping cart at brightsideben.com, or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735